Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Stacy, and on this channel we are discovering everything that we can think of. And today I am discovering that black coffee with sugar in it is not so bad. It really isn't that bad. And I'm trying to eliminate dairy from my diet as much as possible due to my health reasons. So in eliminating dairy from my diet, that means coffee without milk. It tastes different. It really does. It tastes different. And I'm trying not to use a lot of the almond milks and stuff like that either, because, you know, there's controversy over all that too. But right now, mainly eliminating dairy, like cheese and those types of things. On that note, black coffee with sugar is not bad. We will, however, be also eliminating sugar at some point too. One thing at a time. Listen, if you're trying to make health improvements and they seem huge and you want to make like 10 things at one time, stop. Please don't. Please wait. And listen. Do one thing at a time. One thing, at the most 3, because it takes 21 days for the neurological pathways in your brain to form a new healthy habit. It takes 90 days to break a bad old one. Listen, so if you want to break an old habit, you might want to replace it with some healthy alternatives, like healthy options for you, and that is perfect. But here's the thing. I would go with changing one thing every 21 days. Just one thing every 21 days. So at the start of this year, I started with my one thing. My one thing was I was going to work out 4 days a week, no matter what, whether it is at my home with my weights that I have currently, or the equipment that I have at my house, or DVD, whatever. I was gonna work out 4 days a week. And I have been keeping up on that. I've been keeping up on that promise to myself. So these next 21 days, I am eliminating dairy and adding more water. Yep. Elimination of the dairy products and hydration with water. Because that is what your body really craves, is water. Now, that being said, if you are looking to make drastic changes in your life, any drastic change, whether it's health, your mindset, well-being, any change that you are looking to make in your life as of right now, you know what you do? One thing, one step, one step at a time, one thing at a time. And do that one thing for 21 days. I guarantee you. So 5 years ago, I started with my one thing every 21 days. 5 years ago, I started with my one thing. And my one thing was adding a healthy meal replacement for breakfast. Because one, I didn't eat breakfast to begin with at all. Couldn't stomach breakfast. My whole digestive system was shot. I couldn't eat breakfast even if I wanted to. It would hurt for me to eat. So I started my One Healthy Thing 5 years ago, One Healthy Thing every 21 days. And I started with Herbalife Nutrition, healthy meal replacements. And I have not looked back since then. I found a community, a coach, a health product. I found a community that wants to get healthy, wants you to get healthy, wants to live a healthy, active lifestyle. This community is so amazing, but let's not talk about that. We're talking about the one thing every 21 days. So when I started, that one thing that I did with replacing my breakfast with a healthy meal replacement, that led to me losing 230 freaking pounds. And you don't even know, my whole entire life has been changing. So that one thing led to mindset shifts, mindset changes. Because you got to remember, I have gone through decades of trauma and abuse. I have gone through decades of trauma and abuse, okay? Some things are ingrained in my psyche that shouldn't be. Like, we should be mad that we were not taught certain things. We should be mad that the whole world is pretty much lying. Everyone of the powers that be is freaking lying. They're lying. And we should be mad. But we're not. Why aren't we mad? Because they're legalizing pot now. The whole world is imploding around us. We should be vehemently mad. But we're not. But back to the 21-day thing. So I started with the healthy meal replacements 5 years ago. And like I said, I haven't looked back with doing that. And then I started changing my diet habits, my eating habits. Now, see, diet, the word diet does not mean to exclude or cut down or drastically change your eating habits. Diet means everything you put in your mouth, you swallow and ingest. That's what is your diet. Your diet is the food and drinks that you consume. That is your diet. So I started swapping, healthy swaps, like zoodles for noodles, or pickles for chips, or strawberries with whipped cream instead of cake. Healthy swaps. These things are genuinely good for you. So this next phase in my life is I'm working on three goals. One is I'm cutting out dairy. 2 is I am adding a half gallon to a gallon of water in my diet. I'm going to start with a half gallon and work up to a gallon. And number three, that's a mindset shift, and that's something that I'm working on. I'm working on reprogramming limiting beliefs. I'm working on getting rid of the limiting beliefs and reprogramming them with positive growth related beliefs. And these things are simple things that you can do. But because I have decided to take on 3, I've been doing this for 5 years, 21 days. Some 21 days I make it, some 21 days I don't. And you know what? I don't beat myself up for either. I don't beat myself up for not achieving my own goals. And here's the thing, because my body will tell me when I need to do something or when I need to quit something. And the thing with my body is I have learned to listen to my body. When it says it needs to rest, it needs to rest. If I push past that time where it says it needs to rest, well, it's gonna make me rest, probably by making me sick or a bunch of other fucking shit that happens. So here's the thing. It takes 21 days to program new neurological pathways in your brain to create a new healthy habit. But it takes 90 days to break a bad, unhealthy habit. Habits are hard to break, but easy to make. That's what I get from that. Habits are hard to break, but easy to make. So here's the thing. If you want to break a habit, an old habit, let's say you want to stop smoking cigarettes, all right? You want to replace that with a healthy habit. So whenever you would want to take a cigarette, like maybe whenever you would want to go outside and smoke a cigarette, because most people nowadays smoke outside because it's not healthy and nobody wants secondhand smoke. So smoke outside. It is what it is. I'm not judging you for smoking. Just be aware that not everyone wants to smoke with you. So, let's say you want to quit smoking. Well, you have to replace that with something healthy. So let's say you have that urge to smoke a cigarette. Well, instead of going outside and lighting up a cigarette, why don't you go outside and go for a 10-minute walk? That's an amazing thing to do, and it's a healthy habit. You're still getting outside. You're still doing something. And let's say you have a tendency to want to put things in, you fidget. Get yourself one of them fidget cubes, man. I got one. I wish it was down here. I would show you. Get yourself one of them fidget cubes and you will thank me later, because I am an ex-smoker. I used to smoke 2 freaking packs of cigarettes a day. All right. I used to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Like, seven years ago, 6 years ago, I was smoking about 2 packs of cigarettes a day. And one day I was told I had pneumonia, and I was on the highway and I was told that if I kept smoking, I was going to be killing myself, because the pneumonia was getting so bad and I was getting it over and over and over and over and over and over again, that the doctor said that if I kept smoking cigarettes, I was essentially committing suicide. And that's not at all what I wanted to do. So I took a brand new pack of cigarettes I had just opened. I went to go smoke it, and I said, fuck this shit, flicked it out the window and took the whole pack and threw them out the window going 65 miles an hour down the highway. So I couldn't turn around and go back and get them. And then I just kept telling myself that my health could not afford me to get a new pack of cigarettes. So every time I would get the feeling and want to go buy a pack of cigarettes, I would start saying, no, my health can't afford this. My health can't afford me to. Not that I can't afford it, not that I don't have the money to do it. My health could not afford me to smoke any more cigarettes. So I kept telling myself that over and over again. And here we are 6 years later, and I take a drag off of a cigarette and it makes me like want to puke from it. So that being said, it took me 5 seconds to quit that because of what the doctor had told me. And in those 5 seconds of me throwing the cigarettes out the window and making that decision that my health could not afford it, I started to change my mindset. That cigarettes were no longer for me. They were not good. They were not beneficial to me. They could not do anything for me, and they were no longer going to be in my life. And in doing that, it took 90 days of me telling myself, my health cannot afford another pack of cigarettes. My health cannot afford to smoke another cigarette. My health cannot afford this. 90 days of telling myself that over and over and over again before I got to the point where I could walk into a store and not want to buy a pack of cigarettes. Now, there are days where I get completely stressed and I want to go down to the corner store and buy a pack of cigarettes, but I don't, because my health cannot afford me to smoke. And I've beat that into myself over these past 6 years. Now, there are certain things that if you want to change your habits, yes, it takes 90 days to break a habit, but if you are introducing a new healthy habit in those 90 days, it is easier for you to break that habit. It is easier for you to dissolve that toxic, negative pattern. It is easier for you to get rid of those karmic patterns in your life that you need to get rid of, because in those 90 days, you have 21-day cycles. You have 21-day cycles. 21 days. It's all it takes to build a new, healthy habit. And you have 90 days. 90 days to break an old one. Okay? 90 days to break an old one. But 21 days. New, healthy habit. So all I'm saying is that in those 90 days, you could build 3 brand new healthy habits to take the place of 1 unhealthy, negative, toxic pattern in your life. So please take the time and decide what 3 healthy habits you want to build in the next 90 days while you're breaking a toxic, unhealthy one. And let me know down in the comments below. And if you like my vibe, please subscribe, because we need some likes and shares and subscribes up on this channel. Thank you so much for sticking around as long as you did. I hope you have a great one, and peace, my lovelies.